What's going on, Paisanos? V here, coming at you guys, well, with another market watch today. I gotta say, Paisanos, it's really interesting seeing the dynamic of the market fight the influx of capital hitting it. Card prices are being bought out, and we're seeing them rise high in value, because people are getting more money that some of which they could just throw away on cards. And what we're seeing is card prices spike, but not really stay as high as we know they weren't going to be. They're going to be slowly going down. The real question is, are they going to stabilize to the original price point? Or are they going to stabilize at a brand new price point? And my personal experience, I think we're going to see these cards go from low numbers to outrageous numbers and then settle at a bit of a mid-range price point in which they'll currently stabilize. And from there, we'll be able to engage whether or not those cards are going to go higher or lower from moving forward into the market. One thing I want to say, guys, if you're new to the channel, please make sure to hit the subscribe button, like button, comment down below. Common question of the day: have you tried remote duels? It's very simple. I know more and more every single day we are getting more players playing remote duels. I understand there's a bit of hesitation. I don't blame you, and I might make a remote duel video up soon talking about my experiences as playing remote duels, because I went from hating remote duels, thinking how dumb it was, to actually enjoying it. Though there are negative aspects, and maybe I'll make a video talking about that in the future. And we just got updated information about remote duels, so I'll encompass all that into one video. But I do think everyone should definitely give remote duels a try. Give it one try. What do you have to lose? $5? You still get an OTS pack, and you have an opportunity to play Yu-Gi-Oh! And you might actually see it as something maybe that you are enjoying as we wait until this whole situation with this, pandemic calms down. Looking at Ade's Revolution Dragon at Advice of the Duelist with a $19 market price, the value of this card is roughly stabilizing a little bit under that price point. Now, once again, I really do think people are looking at pendulums as a deck core itself, but there's multiple variations of pendulums, and there's multiple cards that are really good in those variations of pendulums. Ade's Revolution Dragon, when it first came out of Advice of the Duelist, was like $4 to $5, but yet here we are, it rising higher in value. I do think this card's going to get a reprint, and I personally own two of these, and I'm 50-50 on selling them. Even though I really do like pendulums, and I think you should hold a core pendulums, this price point is kind of out of control. Up next, guy. Well, I just deleted something. Hold on. I don't edit my videos. We just go, boom, there we go. Up next is 10,000 Dragons out of Battle's Legends Armageddon. This Starlight 10,000, whatever you want to call it, version of a card, which holding roughly a little bit under a $1,300 market price. Well, you can get lightly play unlimited versions for roughly around $1,100. If you do want that Neiman first edition version, you're going to pay anywhere from starting from $1,200 to roughly around $1,300. Now, if you want near mints, obviously you want to go ahead and get them graded. I don't know anyone that will throw $1,300 on the TCG player and trust their card gets them safely without some weird discombobulation and shipping, but that's on you guys. If you're getting this card, I highly recommend it. You get it lightly played, but then again, why would you want to get this card? Think about it. Not for nothing, Konami. I feel like if you wanted to make a card to really signify the 10,000 card, as what you did with this card, you should make it something more akin to the TV show. Collectors love that. Don't get me wrong, there's definitely a lot of people right now that own a copy of this card. Some might even own multiple copies of this card. But being the fact that this is a brand new card that Yu-Gi-Oh players, specifically collectors, that will shell this kind of crazy money off of this card, they want something that kind of brings them back to the show. That's why we still see all these old iconic cards hold the crazy highest amount of value in the market. You go back to some LOB Blue Eyes, Dark Magician, Exodia, First Edition Near Mints, those are going to hold the insane high amount of value due to the fact that collectors really want them. This card is more or less a charm. Now, can this card go up crazy high in value? Oh, yeah, it's going to go up high in value. But, and don't get me wrong, if you get this card graded and you hold it like a, I don't know, like a pearl in a clam's mouth, this is going to be worth a lot of money. But it's not now. In fact, not only is it not now, it might continue to go down in value within the market. Don't get me wrong, I think as time goes on, maybe PSA grading in Yu-Gi-Oh might be a thing, like how we see it in Pokemon, how we see it in Magic Gathering. I personally don't agree with it, but I do see people doing it. But I think with cards like 10,000 Dragons, if you can get a lightly played first edition version, a copy of this card, for roughly around like $800-900, that's not that big of a deal. But when you're paying over $1,000 for this card, due to the fact, and the fact that you have to wait, we're talking like at least minimal 7 to 10 years to see the return on your investment and an increase of what you want to pay for this card. There's just so many other things that you could get involved in financially to get a better return than 10,000 Dragons. Then we have Access Code Talker. So this card with a $98 market price is roughly around $97. Whew. that's cooled down. Asuka Toga, when it first came out of Eternity Code, didn't really spike high in value. Everybody needed one, but Eternity Code was one of the first sets. Konami was like, listen, we're not gonna do the thing we did to you in other sets, you know, bent you over, and made the hard to get cards hard to get. No. We'll make everything easy to get. And Asuka Toga's price point when it first debuted in Eternity Code was relatively low, because I think Konami did what they said they were going to do. Shocker. But as time went on, more and more Yu-Gi-Oh! Players need this card. You just need one. But if you didn't have it, or if you slept on it, or you felt like the Eternity Code copy of Asuka Toga was going to go lower in value, you were wrong. Now, here's the thing. This card more likely is going to be getting a reprint as well. So do you still wait? It's $100. Or do you buy it now because you need it? And what deck would you need it for? Leave me a comment down below. I'd like to know. Lightning Storm. Whew. This card had an initial sort with a $94 market price. The unlimited copies are roughly around $80. If you want a first edition version of this card, it's roughly around $122. The thing about Lightning Storm is, and you guys check me out on Twitch. Once again, twitch.tv/YGO_Paisano. Links will be in the description. I mentioned about why even though I love Lightning Storm and would love to play this card, I'd rather play something that evenly match. I respect Eldritch. I think Eldritch is a deck, if you don't respect it and you run something like Lightning Storm, you're not really doing that much to them if you cannot kill them in that turn. I feel like the only decks that can really run this card are decks that can just go Lightning Storm, alright? Now I'm gonna kill you. Like, if you can't do that as a deck and you're looking to play multiple turns, you don't run Lightning Storm, you run evenly match. One, it's cheaper, and two, no, it's cheaper. Like, this card's $120 first edition version. The unlimited, for $80 to $120. That's a lot of money for a card in which you can run evenly match. And once again, I respect Eldritch. I think a lot of players should start respecting that deck, because that deck doesn't mess around in a slower format. And I feel like as Yu-Gi-Oh! Players are figuring out the meta and figuring out what is the best deck and all this stuff, Yu-Gi-Oh! Players are going to put cards in to slow the fast decks down. The slow decks, the mid-range decks, what are you going to do to them? Add more floodgates? Cool. Help me slow the meta down. Let's go together. So I do think Lightning Storm, even though it's a phenomenal card, unless you're something like maybe like Dinosaurs or Dragon Links, you just don't run this card. Then we have Power Prosperity. This card, Blazing Vortex, with a $98 market price, is roughly around, well, $94. Now, we know this card was going to go down in value. Anyone, when this card first spiked up to beyond $100, was claiming the fact that, oh, yeah, we got him. Look at that, V. You don't know nothing, V. You have zero idea what you're talking about. This was all spiked, obviously, from the, well, the bribe, check we were given by our government for our obedience and silence of staying home, allegedly. Listen, Prosperity is still a really good card in certain decks that can efficiently run it. Decks that want to see their first turn, maybe their second turn, but decks seeing their third, fourth, and fifth turn, if you run this card, you're doing it at a neg. I know a lot of people disagree with me, but it is what it is. Listen, the value of this card will continue to go down. And I'll say right now, before anyone starts even agreeing with me, I think this card value will go down because this card is too expensive. And the fact that this card is too expensive, well, it's very simple. It's gonna go down. As Yu-Gi-Oh! Players open more Blazing Vortex, if you do, good luck in your lottery. Or as Yu-Gi-Oh! Players just don't find any need for Prosperity and throw them on the market because it's at a high price, we're going to see this card's value go down. Now, I'm still going to say it. I don't think the card's bad or terrible, even though someone in the comment section is going to type in, V, this card's so amazing. Listen, I get it. You own 3. Shut up, please. I'm sorry you were paid. Like, what do you want me to tell you? Like, every time I talk about this card, some kid just goes in the comment section, and you can literally say, V, I bought 3 of this card, stop making me look like a putz. And I'll be like, okay, fine, nope, totally cool, I'm with you on that one. I got you, my bad. But when you like defend this card blindly when it's well over $100 a copy, going, oh no, it's worth it, I just go, you just don't, like, just tell me, you know what I'm saying, like, I don't know. It's that guy that gets like a new whatever, like a car, and it goes on YouTube and spends the whole entire day on YouTube looking up his car, and like everyone walks in like, hey, how you doing? I'm looking at Lexuses from 1998. They're really nice. Come on, you check this out real quickly. Are you doing that because you have a Lexus in the garage? You know what I'm saying? That's a bad example, but there's people that do that. Like they get something and then like to justify what they do, they just babble to anybody. Prosperity card owners, be quiet. Sign Planet Earth. Up next, guys, Nibiru, the primary being Ultimate Rare at LTS Planet Pack 14. This card with a $130 market price, almost $134, is roughly around $145. The market has not cooled down on this card. Then again, we are now into OTS Planet Pack 15, so it'll be harder to get Nibirus out of OTS Planet Pack 14. So even though this card is a lot of money, and I think a lot of you players obviously want this card, whew, that's a lot of money. What are you gonna do? Because as we slowly pull away, this card's price point is going to slowly get crazier. I think with the stimulus checks, government bribes that we all got, by the way, thanks government, I really appreciate that, it makes it a lot harder for us to really buy this card at 150. Though, if you don't buy it at 150, there's going to be a ton of people who will buy it at 150. Watch YouTube videos about it, and then yell, and then just shoehorn into the conversations. Oh, how you doing, Mom? Oh, you're pregnant with my brother or sister? Cool. Did you know I like Nibiru? Did you know about the story about Nibiru and the Anunnaki? No. Anyway, I'm sorry. Just start out Pot of Prosperity owners. Alright, Super Optimization at an OTS on pack 14 with $105 market price. It's roughly around $118. Now, I own 3 of these, so like everyone who spent over $100 on Yu-Gi-Oh cards, I'm not going to stop telling you about why you should get it. Listen, I'm just joking. If you want to get to a poly, I think it's a great card as an ultimate rare. It really looks really nice, it's really clean, and there we're done with that. If you want another version of the card and still not pay over $114 for it, you're in luck. There are multiple copies and multiple printings for them as low as $1 as a common. I personally like the super rare at an OTS 1 pack 9. That's like $3, and the ultra rare is not bad as well from Dual Devastator. That's also roughly around $2. I personally like the super rare more, to be honest with you. Look at Super Optimization. I think it's one of the best cards any slow deck can run right now. Think about it. Dragon Lynx is arguably, I think we can all agree, the best, if not one of the best decks in the game right now. Super Poly, one card just breaks that entire board. When your opponent is going ahead and making Predator Plant, Verta Anacane, and Dragoons, and working really hard and sweating to make that board, so all you gotta do is go, oh, you paid 2 life points? Super Poly. Discard a card, and I made a new card with your cards. Do it again. And I like that about Super Poly. It allows your opponents that play maybe the, at times, unfair cards versus your 5 hit. You get a fair chance at any 5 cards in your deck, depending on how you build your deck. It allows you to just break in a board that would otherwise, well, be really hard to do. If not, you probably scoop. We've seen this already kind of happen with the I think 2 formats ago, when we would get players making multiple decks that would just spam the boards before VFD, and you would just basically lose. I mean, not this Dragon Lynx, no, Dragon Lynx 2 formats ago, that one, the broken one, the other broken one. And look at Super Poly. I think it's a phenomenal card that allows us to break boards that you really couldn't really do 2 formats ago. So if you are looking to get this card, you don't need to get the ultimate rare. It's insanely high in value. I don't know if it's gonna cool down. That's also from OTS 1 pack 14. But yeah. Alright, I'm next. Solemn Judgment at an OTS 1 pack 12. This card went at $94. Market price is roughly around $94. It's stabilized. The crazy thing about Solemn Judgment is, unlike a lot of ultimate rares that we can say, well, this will go up, this will go down, ultimate rare Solemn Judgment will go down. But this is it. In fact, maybe we're lucky, it might hit $85. Then it goes back up. Like, it's gonna hit well over $100. This card's one of those cards, I'm gonna say again, is gonna be roughly around $120 due to the fact that the minute this card sees any kind of side deck play, which I think it's ideal for currently right now in the game, we're gonna see this card spike even higher than we currently see it at. So you're seeing it right now for 94. It might go down temporarily, then spike back up. Keep an eye on this one. Twin Twister's Ultimate Rare at OTS 1 pack 12 is a card that's roughly around $58 in the market price. The value is actually roughly around $60. Now, that's still not a lot of money for Twin Twisters, some of you might say. And I agree, that's not a lot of money for this card. With that said now, we just said that, Ultimate Twin Twisters isn't being played whatsoever. The minute the meta calls for this card to start seeing meta play over Lightning Storms, Evenly Matched, Cosmic Cyclones, and or with them, Twin Twisters will obviously spike high in value. I think the days of playing 3 Twin Twisters are long and gone. You might see Harvey's Featherduster and 2 Twin Twisters, and that might definitely impact the value, but I don't think this card's out for the count. I do think this card has a chance of going higher in the market, and if you don't own any copies, nobody's looking at it right now, shh, I'll keep the secret. This is a card you might want to go ahead and pick up. Predator Plant, Verta Anacane is a dumb card. Says everybody that read this card. This card at Dual Overload with a $42 market price is actually stabilized roughly around, well, $40. The problem with Predator Plant, Verta Anacane is not the fact that you can easily bring out your goons, and you can easily abuse cards like maybe, you know, like Super Poly, like we just talked about, and cheat it out with this card, is the fact that almost anybody can make it with 2 effect monsters. I don't know why this card's not banned. I have zero idea, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see a ban in which this card is on there. With that said, the card's roughly around $40. More than likely, we're going to see a reprint coming out soon. So if you do want this card and you don't want to pay that crazy amount of money, just wait. I wouldn't be surprised if we see this card get reprinted before Konami bans it. Then we have the Elshiro Shikanaga, an Ultimate Rare at a new challenges. I talked about this card, I believe, last week or the week before last week, when it was roughly around $26. The market price still has this card being roughly around $20. The unlimited versions are at $40, and if you want first edition versions, only at $47. And the reason why I say it's only at that, because this card always has a chance to see play in Shadows. It's a phenomenal card. Yes, Shikanaga does have a secret rare at new challenges, but the Ultimate Rare looks infinitely better. I think we can all agree on that. Also has more value. Looking at Shikanaga, it's definitely a card that you might want to consider picking up due to the fact that it's Ultimate Rare out of new challenges, and to be honest with you, Ultimate Rares are just getting kind of hard to come by. We'll talk more about that later on in this video. Then we have Assault Blackwing Raikiri, the Rain Shower. This card is the Ultra Rare out of Dimension of Chaos with a $2 market price, has spiked to roughly around $7 and then $10 for Kiri. You know what? That's not crazy. You know what's crazy? The fact that the Ultimate Rare at a Dimension of Chaos with a $9 market price, well, it's at 14. So, once again, 7 and 9, which quickly goes to 9 for the Ultra Rare, or the Ultimate Rare, first edition, at $14. Whoever did this buyout, I'm not sure if this was a buyout. This could have been naturally just done as the market leaves it as. But yeah, first of all, your Ultra Rare Kiris are worth money. You might want to consider picking those, selling those. And your Ultimate Rare Kiris are undervalued. You might want to consider picking those up because they are so heavily undervalued. Blackwing players. Where are my Blackwing players? Like, what are we doing? Because I'm sick and tired of seeing new meta cards and hero players get something and they still go like, well, we want more unlocks in the ban list. And like, Blackwing players are like, can we just get like some good cards so we can like play Blackwings again? If you guys ever played when Blackwings were one of the dominant decks in the game, it was a really fun game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Similar to Shaddolls, but more heavily reliant on the effects of your monsters. Where Shaddolls, their spells are so good, it kind of pushes the deck forward, along with the other broken cards in the deck. But I really do like Blackwings a lot, and I think, though, if we would see a meta in which it would be tier 1, we would see a lot new players that fall in love with this archetype. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. Unlike Red Ice Fusion, at a Clash of Rebellions, it's super rare, with a $31 market prices. Currently, well, unlimited versions are roughly around $56. If you want a first edition version of this card, no big deal. I can sell it to you for about $61. Now, here's the funny part about this card. It's getting a reprint. The reason why Dragoon wasn't a hitman in the ban list, if I had to take any wild guess, was one of two reasons. Number one, Predator Pit Inverted Edekande. Number two, Red Ice Fusion. Or my favorite answer, why not both? Those suckers won't ever see it coming, says the big corporate fat cats at Konami HQs, more than likely located in Japan. Just smoking cigars, just goofy as hell, and loving the fact that they can just reprint both these cards and we will buy the hook, line, and sinker. Red Ice Fusion only has a super rare, and I mean, yes, it has a bunch of comments, but highest rarity, super rare. You make this card ultra rare, the value of the super rare tanks immediately. Make Predator Pit Inverted Anaconda as a super rare, or even an ultra rare. Well, as an ultra rare, the value kind of plummets down. As a super rare, the ultra rare will still hold more value. We have to see what happens as far as the future rarity of those cards. Looking at Red Ice Fusion, though, I definitely think if you have this card, you should sell it. I know I said when it was $31, you should sell it. And now that it's, well, now that's even the crazy high price point it's currently at right now, you should definitely sell it. Unless you want max rarity going down the ship, then you know what? I salute you, sir. I went down with many a ships. I'm a captain of many sunken ships. I'm glad you're going down with this one. I don't agree with it, but I've been in that boat with you many a times. Okay, Rescue. So I bought a playset of Rescue Cat. When they were like roughly around 47s. I forgot how much they are now, but the super rares, they spiked high in value. But I bought that because I like playing Bird Up. And we bought those cards because of Bird Up. You got common copies of Rescue Cat going high in value. You got the ultra copies of Rescue Cat going crazy high in value. And the super rare, the minute people caught wind of that, it jumped out of here. Looking at Rescue Rabbit, though, well, I don't feel like everybody realizes the fact that this card, secret rare, at a Photon Shockwave, kind of hard to find. Especially the fact that, well, it only has 2 other copies, one being a common in the structure deck Dynamaster's Fury, and the 2012 Collector's Tin version, which is roughly around $1. If you want this card that nobody's looking at right now, and I always love saying that because it's true. When was the last time you heard about Rescue Rabbit, Secret Rare at a Photon Shockwave? One guy's in the background going, V, I was talking about it and you read my mind and we're psychic linked. Listen, Rescue Rabbit at a Photon Shockwave with a $23 market price. Right now, unlimited is $25. If you want a first edition version, it's at $32. And if you think $32 is crazy expensive for a card, they came out as a secret rare, hard to get card, by the way. Once again, it wasn't like Access Code Talker or Konami's like, we'll just make everything spread evenly. Konami's like, Rescue Rabbit? Maybe you'll get like a playset in your case. Good luck. I wish you, No, this card was really hard to find. And due to the fact that the card is roughly around $31 for first edition version is insane. I'm telling you, nobody really knows about it. And don't get me wrong, there's no place for this card in the meta right now. But then again, before Bird Up, we didn't have a place for a Rescue Cat, did we? We just knew that Rescue Cat was a hard to get card worth a lot of money. We know Rescue Rabbit's hard to get card worth a lot of money. It's inevitable, I feel like, at one point we'll see these cards see play again. We saw Rescue Cat see play. Maybe it will be Rescue Rabbit next. I would not be surprised. Also, it's a rabbit with a little whistle. How you gonna say no to his face? Up next, Infernoid Decatron. Super rad Clash of Rebellions. Only printing, Konami. Printing only. Allegedly with the leaks when we might get more Infernoid reprints, by the way. Just throwing out there in case anybody's like, I gotta run and buy these. Hold on, from Ghost in the Past. If that leak becomes true, Ghost in the Past really lowers the value of Infernoid Decatron, being the fact that it would all become as an ultra rare. So we would see the ultra rare Inferno cards that's not in Ghost in the Past. That would have crazy value. The minute Ghost in the Past leaks, I feel like comes out, we gotta immediately look over at the market and see the cards that they're not mentioning, because those are the ones that are gonna spike high in value. Looking at Infernoid Decatron right now out of Clash of Rebellions with a $10 market price, the value for unlimited versions are roughly around $24. In fact, if you want a first edition version of the card, it's about $25. Cheap, cheap. I do think this card's insanely high in value, and I highly recommend if you do own any kind of Infernoid cards, you might want to unload them before the reprints do come. Allegedly. Let's throw it out there right now. Hero players, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Why am I always bringing you guys back into my market watch? You always come in to the Church of Paisano, and you always gotta, like, either miss something or go crazy on something. Today's card's gonna be Hero Liv's Ultimate Rare out of Generations Force. This card's currently limited for some ungodly reason, and with a roughly around $40 market price, the unlimited copies of this card are roughly around 38s. Now, if you want a first edition version of this card, well, that's like $60, and you might go, V, 60 is a lot of money. I'm sorry, I'm not sure if you heard what I just said. This card says that Hero Lives, and it's for hero players. No, $60 for an Ultimate Rare at Generations Force? That's a discount, being the fact that this card actually sees playing heroes, and if we see this card come off the ban list, I think it'd be great. Listen, I don't mind hero players getting 3 Hero Lives. They need all the help they can get. Number 1. Number 2, if you ask hero players or Hero Lives in time, they're not mad because they have to play this card. I've done it. I think. It's been a while. Probably have. Listen, looking at Hero Lives Ultimate Rare Generation 4, this card's highly undervalued. Even as the first Ultimate Rare being 60, that is still really cheap. If you're already currently a hero player right now, and you only own 1 copy of this, I think you should get 3 of these. The reason why is very simple. This card will ultimately come off the ban list. This card is broken in almost a lot of other meta decks, but don't worry, hero players, you're not a meta deck. Theoretically, there are some times where hero players can go, cool, here's Dark Law, I have Honest Nails in hand, and you have a game loss. They do that. And if you're not ready for that, hero players will catch you sleeping. But ultimately, against the meta, we haven't seen hero players top recent events, like big events. And I do think with Hero Lives being at 3, it might give them something more to look forward to. And then once again, if you're a hero player and you don't have this card, you might want to consider picking it up. You know, I love talking about Ultimate Rares in this game. It's probably my favorite thing to talk about in the market, Ultimate Rares. 1, it's my favorite rarity. I love Ultimate Rares. I like how everything is all over the place. The lettering jumping out at you. The little monster spell, fusion, light, dark, whatever. That's jumping in your face. The text, it's cleanly bordered, so you can efficiently read it properly. I like that. I like all of it about Ultimate Rares. My favorite Ultimate Rare obviously being, well, Ultimate Rare Max C. I just want to click on it. I'm just curious. Okay, that one's still there before it hit 750. Okay, just curious. I would have did it after the market watch, but after the market watch, I'm probably going to fall asleep. Because, you know, why not? There's nothing really to do. Listen, looking at Ultimate Rares, obviously, if you go V, which one should I invest in? If you're looking to invest in Ultimate Rares and you're looking at page 1, you're doing it wrong. You're just doing it wrong. A majority of these Ultimate Rares at one point in this game's life cycle has been in the back pages. That's where you start when you're looking to invest in Ultimate Rares. That's phase 1. Phase 2, be critical. Ask yourself, is there any situation in which this card, or cards, if you're looking at a bunch of them, can have any kind of meta relevance? It's very simple. I've done a specific Ultimate Rare market watch on my channel, and doing another one, I can easily do it, but I feel like after I do that market watch, I should come to your house and grab a spoon when you eat your raviolis, and open your mouth, and I slowly rub it under your chin as I feed it to you. Because spoon feeding people Ultimate Rare knowledge is very obvious. And somehow I still get people asking me, V, what Ultimate Rare should I buy? The one that you feel, honestly, you gotta be honest with yourself, has the possibility of becoming a meta-relevant card one day. Or any kind of support of launching these cards into meta-relevancy. And I'll talk about more as I do more market watches. Don't you worry about it. We'll grab a ton of these. I love talking about these. You can't stop me from talking about Ultimate Rares. But I'm telling you right now, if you're looking at page 1, if you're like me, I was looking to invest in Ultimate Rares, and I want to invest in Ultimate Rare Trishula, you're doing it wrong. Don't get me wrong, I think Ultimate Rare Chiseled right now with $166 market price down to roughly around 140, not a bad buy. But why would you do that? Like, that makes zero sense to me. That's like buying gold and hoping to make a lot more money. Yeah, historically, it's been done, as we see with Ultimate Rares, but can it be done in the future? Well, why would you put all your chips in one basket then? Why wouldn't you diversify your income, diversify your portfolio, diversify what you buy as far as these cards when you're looking to invest in these cards? Diversify all over, look what you want specifically, see how it's potential, and pick it up. Some of these Ultimate Rares are kind of cheap right now, and some of them are insanely expensive. I'll just close my eyes. That one. Did I click on it? No. Okay, do it again. This is Ultimate Rare Lottery, by the way. This is not how I choose Ultimate Rares. Okay, Fire Ultimate Rare. I'm not going to read the card effect. $4 market price. Roughly around $2 Ultimate Rare, and this card right here is roughly around $3. $3. Now, do you go, okay, V, we buy it, right? No, then you gotta ask yourself. Let's read the card. When your opponent declares a direct attack, you can negate the monster's attack by removing from play one Pyro type monster in your graveyard. Pay 500 life points during each of your standby phase if you do not destroy this card. It's not a bad card. And obviously, if there's a really good Pyro type deck, that's a real aggressive type of Pyro type deck, maybe even a mid-range one, this card would be pretty cool. Take this card out, take Pyro type out, and add like something like that's a meta, or kind of meta. We'll say Shadows, for instance. Imagine this card said banish for Shadow monster, negate your direct attack. Not bad. Not bad at all. Can't see meta play now. Let me know in the comments down below if this said Shadows or Eldritch or whatever meta deck you're playing. Would you buy it? And why would you not? And why would you? And I would love to know both answers in the comment section down below this video. And that's basically how you look at some of these cards. And this is a phenomenal example. Chosen randomly, card value is $3 a copy for an Ultimate Rare at a Force of the Breaker, which is absolutely insane, by the way. Weird set, by the way. GX ever kind of said. Paisanos, I really appreciate you guys watching my videos. Guys, if you want to support and hang out with me on Twitch, I'm playing my Shadow deck. I played the other day. I think we went 5 rounds. I went X1. I constantly go extra on my Shadow Invoke deck that you've seen on this channel on my previous deck profiles. If you want to check that out, go ahead and check that deck profile out. I went X1 with it, and I love Shadows. It kind of ignite my love for the deck, which I always had since the deck debuted back in, was it 2014, 2015? Long time ago. Listen, if you guys want to check me out, go ahead and check me out on Twitch. Links will be down below, twitch.tv/YGO_Paisano. Hit the follow button. If you want to support me on Twitch, make sure to subscribe, and subscribe on this channel if you haven't done already. It's your boy V, and you Paisanos. You Paisanos have a great day.